it's Dave at NoRecipeRequired, and it's fall and butternut squash season. Now these things are massive. You know, I usually get like 3 or 4 dishes out of one butternut squash, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to set this up as a series of 3, at least 3, maybe we'll do 4, butternut squash dishes. Tonight we're going to start off with a kind of a salad side dish, a roasted butternut squash and couscous salad, some arugula in there at the end, some apples, super fall, wonderful flavor. We'll figure out the other 2 over the next day or so, and I'll keep posting them, so make sure you subscribe and keep an eye out for them. But right now, let's get started on our salad. All right, let's go ahead and get going on our butternut squash couscous salad. I've got a butternut squash here, and I'm not doing a whole ton here. I'm going to save this for my other recipes. What I'm going to use is I got about 1.5 inches or so of the top there. No seeds, obviously, in this part. And the easiest way to get rid of the skin is just take that piece off and cut that skin right off. And I'm going to chop this up pretty finely and roast it. I'm going to dice this by making 3 planks. And then we go ahead and take the planks and we make sticks that are about 1 centimeter, maybe 1/2 inch or so in thickness. Then line all these guys up like that with the knife, and then go through, and we've got nice dice. I'm going to do about 1/3 of a cup or so of dice for probably a cup of couscous. So when we've cut our squash up this small, it's not going to take very long to cook through and get nice and tender, but I still want a little bit of char on that butternut squash. So I've got my broiler in the oven already preheating. It's been going for about 5 minutes. A good hot pan here, some olive oil in it. I'm going to add that butternut squash, season with a little bit of salt. Once I get salt, but my thing is empty, we'll do it off camera. A little bit of pepper, and then I'm just going to give the squash a toss, and then move this whole thing, good hot oven. I'll let it go for like 30 seconds. Good hot pan, right under the broiler. It's probably going to take 7 or 8 minutes to get, like I said, a little bit of char on the outside of the squash. You want 1 layer on the pan, and you'll know it's done when you can take a knife, maybe a smaller knife than the one I got, and just kind of press through, and they're nice and soft, and they give as you press on them. All right, so I just pulled our squash out, and you can see, hopefully, a little bit of brown. That's what we want. That's going to create kind of more flavor concentrated into the squash. Now, the nice thing about cooking it at super high heat like that is while it's still tender, it's not mushy. It'll still kind of hold on to its integrity. Think a little bit like al dente spaghetti, right? Not mushy, not soft. Okay, so I just brought our water up to the boil for our couscous. You really just follow the package directions. Not hard to do. Mine says once it's in with the heat, you kill it, cover it, and let it sit. Okay, so my couscous is done. Now, mine came out a little wetter than I wanted, so I just put it in a bowl to cool down, kind of spread it out a little bit, and you can kind of fluff it up, and it'll continue to kind of dry out as it sits till it gets to where you want. Now, in with the couscous goes our roasted butternut squash pieces. I've got about an equal amount of chopped apple that I just chopped up, basically the same shape that we did the butternut squash. It's just raw. I put a little bit of lemon juice, which is a nice little trick, on the apple to keep it from browning. I've got some chopped walnuts here, or walnut bits that I've toasted off, maybe 2 tablespoons. That we'll use them all. I've got, again, about the same amount of walnuts. I've got feta here, feta cheese that I've just lightly crumbled up. We'll throw that in, and we'll do some salt. This is pepper, and I know I found my salt somewhere. We'll grab it here. A little bit of salt in there. We'll mix this up. You know what? I'm going to grab a spoon. We'll mix this up, and then our final 2 ingredients will be a little bit more lemon juice. I guess we're going to go for 3 ingredients. A little bit more lemon juice, a little bit more olive oil, which is essentially our dressing for a big handful of baby arugula, which I've got here. I love using arugula. It's got kind of this nice peppery bite to it, which is really nice. You don't really want to break it up too much, so try and toss it as gently as you can. And once the arugula is in there, you kind of got to serve it, but everything up until then, you could do well in advance. So I'm just going to mix all this together. Obviously, if you want to add more of that, more of the greens and then more arugula, you can absolutely do it. I think mine maybe needs a little bit more. And then let's go ahead and serve it up. Okay, let's go ahead and serve up our couscous salad with that beautiful roasted butternut squash in there, the crunchy apples and walnuts, rounded out with that peppery, beautiful arugula and the salty feta cheese. This baby's got everything. It's great as a side dish with chicken, with pork, with just about anything. Oh, like a pork tenderloin, middle of fall. I would be in heaven. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required. Alright, so I really loved making this couscous salad with the roasted butternut squash. Super flavor combinations there. Screams fall. My family loved it. I'm sure yours will too. Go ahead and check out my butternut squash playlist. I got a soup up there that is absolutely to die for. I also do a butternut squash pizza. And remember, next up is going to be another butternut squash dish with the same squash. I think maybe I'm going to do like a gnocchi and roasted butternut squash. Again, perfect for fall. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you again on No Recipe Required.